Come to fetch come to fetch come to fetch big data. Come to fetch come to fetch come to fetch big data. Come to fetch come to fetch come to fetch big data. Come to fetch come to fetch come to fetch big data. Come to fetch come to fetch come to fetch big data. 有人拿飞机都被打掉了，一家都没回家，就可以全都被花。我飞机还没坐过就散架，雷达都是灰的，什么都看不清呀。金闪闪，我上到处都在发，他们需要掉大牙，这次丢人丢大了。我飞机回家全部换新的，就没他们都换，没他们都没事情啊，他们不会灭的。
Imagine this, a $140,000 missile obliterating an $85 million fighter jet 3 times in 24 hours. Sounds like something out of a Hollywood blockbuster, right? Except it's not fiction. This just happened between India and Pakistan, and trust me, the implications are far bigger than you might think.
Bloomberg is reporting that Chinese military stocks are soaring after Pakistan's latest actions may have just created a new military-industrial complex. China's developing military-industrial complex is currently the main supplier of Pakistan's military. They alone account for more than 80% of Pakistan's total arm imports, providing them with everything from next-generation fighter jets to cutting-edge hypersonic missiles. However, Beijing has struggled to expand their military exports beyond Pakistan due to the simple fact that their military-industrial complex is relatively young and their equipment is untested in real combat, leaving countries around the world to still prefer their established suppliers in the US, Russia, and France, with China only accounting for less than 6% of global arms sales. But all that changed overnight, and nations are now rushing to buy Chinese-made weapons after Pakistan proved their effectiveness by using Chinese fighter jets and hypersonic missiles to take down multiple French-made fighter jets in the Indian military, causing Chinese defense stocks to go up by 20% in a single day.
If you're familiar with the world of artificial intelligence, you might have heard of Deepseek or similar breakthroughs, moments when technology takes a quantum leap forward, leaving everyone else scrambling to catch up. Well, this is a Deepseek moment for modern warfare. Cheap, precise, and brutally efficient, the PL-15 has rewritten the rules of aerial combat in one fell swoop.
今天我可以说的更直白一些。第一，如果中国真的向俄罗斯提供军事补给，那战场的局势早就不是今天这个样子。
For context, India spent over $1 billion purchasing these Rafale jets from France, with one goal in mind: achieving air superiority over Pakistan. But now, all those investments and all those promises are up in smoke. These relatively cheap PL-15 missiles completely flipped the script overnight. Now here's where things get even more interesting. If you zoom out, this isn't just about India and Pakistan. It's about the future of warfare itself. Right now, the United States dominates the global arms market. We're talking billions upon billions of dollars in exports every year. But China, they've been quietly building their reputation as a serious competitor, and moments like this prove exactly why. Think of it like this. Just as Deepseek disrupted industries by making advanced AI accessible and affordable, China's PL-15 is doing the same for modern warfare. Developing countries around the world are watching closely. Why spend billions on expensive Western hardware when you can buy cheaper, equally effective weapons from China? For example, Nigeria recently purchased Chinese CH-3 drones to combat Boko Haram, while Algeria opted for Chinese frigates instead of European warships. The message is clear. You don't need to break the bank to counter cutting-edge technology anymore.
The JF-17 is a Pakistani and Chinese success story. It's done really well. China don't need JF-17, but many other nations who have it do. It's a cheap, effective way of getting those state-of-the-art Chinese missiles in the air and knocking down planes. Air to ground missions as well. It's a very good plane. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck. The British were worried about Argentina getting hold of the JF-17 because they knew it would be possible for the Chinese to humiliate them in the Falklands. And they were thankful when Argentina didn't get it in the end, or didn't order it. But yeah, the JF-17 uses a lot of the technology of the Chinese J-10 and a lot of the same missiles as well. Remember, the J-10 is the most mass-produced fighter in this day and age. There's a huge number of them. So they don't really need JF-17s. Plus, if you think about it, the size of China, JF-17 would be more suited to a country the size of Pakistan rather than China. Hope that helps. Ranja Sabao.
But there's another layer to this story. One of the biggest criticisms of Chinese weapons has always been their lack of real-world combat testing. After all, China hasn't fought a war in over 50 years. So how reliable are their systems? Well, guess what? Thanks to Pakistan, the world now has its answer. 3 Indian jets shot down in under 24 hours. Case closed. This is the battlefield equivalent of proving your algorithm works in real-world conditions after years of theoretical development. This is a wake-up call for NATO allies, for regional powers, and for anyone who relies on traditional Western suppliers. What happens when your billion-dollar fleet meets a $100,000 missile? Suddenly, the balance of power shifts, and fast. And here's the thing. According to Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, China's share of global arms trade has grown by over 30% in the last decade alone. Meanwhile, countries like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt are increasingly turning to Beijing for everything from tanks to ballistic missiles. If current trends continue, China could surpass Russia as the second largest arms exporter within the next 5 years. Call it the Deepseek effect. When innovation meets affordability, disruption follows. So whether you're a military enthusiast, a geopolitical junkie, or just someone trying to make sense of the world, this is one of the most significant events of the last decade. Cheap, deadly, and proven in combat, China's PL-15 missiles didn't just change the game for India and Pakistan. It sent shockwaves through the entire global arms industry. And mark my words, this is only the beginning. If you found this video insightful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, stay curious, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.